fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
What up?
What up?
Welcome to
Fuck That
with Ormash
and Jihan Sabir.
Welcome our beautiful guest tonight, Miss Dicey.
Oh, y'all think I'm beautiful?
This bitch.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Oh,
Ooh,
my God.
yes,
oh, yeah,
sound
now we
engineer.
got
Now
two
it-
ears.
Ooh.
I know, right?
I feel
Oh,
that
no,
now.
Brett, it went back.
What's going on, bro?
I know we only got one ear.
It's okay.
It's okay. So how you doing, Dicey? Dicey's a fucking phenomenal comedian. This bitch is an entrepreneur,
Thank you.
and she got beautiful titties.
Oh my God.
Well, what an introduction. You know what? I need to record this shit and play it for my affirmation every morning. You got beautiful titties. You got beautiful titties. You got. Yes.
Listen, as someone with very large titties, beautiful titties for a long time, I know when I see good titties.
Well, thank you.
A connoisseur of sorts.
You have titties. You like a Dalmatian or one of them big, like what are those dogs? The golden retrievers. They don't know how big they are. They just be bumping them and stuff with their titties and stuff. That's how Jihan comes up to you. She's just like, hey. She don't even know, like, the titty. You be like, damn, bitch, the titty in my face.
I ain't heard nobody complaining about a titty.
Oh,
in
I
their
haven't.
face.
You didn't hear me complain. So I'm just stating facts right now. No complaints.
Oh my God.
I like to rest my head on her titties.
Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
It's comforting.
The babies love it.
I don't know. The first time, whenever I see her, like my head goes to her
Mhm.
titties. I was like, Jihan.
But you know what? You so Or and Dicey, you guys have like similar kind of like titties, because you guys have those sleeper titties. Like you can hide them and then you reveal them, and everyone's like, "Damn!"
Oh, I thought you meant like the slipper titties. Like my titties are dormant. I'm like, what do you?
No, sleeper titties. They're like people don't know you have them because they're
Yeah.
sleeping on your titties, and then you reveal some shit,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh shit!"
You can't hide them. You got.
No,
Ain't
I
no
don't
hiding
have.
them.
There's no sleeper here.
Mm-mm.
Nah, they're always awake.
Oh, you got sleeper titties over there?
She does.
Okay.
You can't even tell, right? Because she's wearing this like oversized
Oh, I
shirt.
can see 'em a little. Yeah, I
now you can
them
see a
now,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah, they're nice.
Oh, you got
It's a
good.
double
You got a
D
good
now.
right.
Yeah, for how small she is.
Mediterranean. Many Israeli girls are blessed. with
Wow.
titties. They say it's the hummus, but that's kind of racist.
Is that racist? They say.
I don't know. It's like all the hummus you eat. I was like, why? There was one movie. There was one movie with the Zohan, and he was eating hummus throughout the whole movie. And now everybody thinks that Israelis are just eating, doing everything with hummus. And I'm like, no, dude.
Interesting.
Well, you know, like black people, they say like your booty get big from like collard greens, and they always say like like Southern food, like soul food makes your
Yeah.
booty bigger.
Do
Yeah.
you believe that?
No, not at all. Because I know a
Yeah.
lot of like fat bitches who ain't got no ass.
Yep.
Mhm.
I got a lot of people that eat a lot of hummus, and they're flat chested.
What kind? Do you make hummus?
No, it takes a long time, but I would make tahini. That takes like 5 minutes.
What takes so long about hummus? Don't you just grind up the damn?
No, you gotta cook them, and you gotta grind them when it's hot, and you gotta do this
Oh.
thing. It's a whole thing, but I will tell you, try not to buy the hummus from like the made hummus.
Why?
It doesn't have a lot of hummus.
Oh, it doesn't have a lot
It
of
doesn't
the
have a lot.
chickpeas in there.
No, it has like all kinds of industrial stuff.
What's
So,
industrial stuff?
I don't know. That
Newspaper?
maybe
What's in there?
got some titties.
Oh.
Stop. That's actually an improvement.
I went to Israel and I lost all my weight because the food there is so fresh that you don't get weight.
Like what?
Everything they like, the vegetables, they taste like vegetables. They're like, I don't know, maybe it's just LA. In other places in the US, food tastes like food, but like in Israel the vegetables taste different. Like they don't have a lot of here the
GMOs and shit. You
yeah,
can taste
yeah.
the GMO.
yeah, you can taste something that's not right in
Mhm.
this cucumber.
Yeah, first of all, it's big as fuck. It's like
They are hella
looks like a
big.
tree trunk. a cucumber.
Yo, those tomatoes, those like big ass tomatoes.
I don't even buy them.
No, I don't. I mean,
I go to Whole Foods
I don't buy tomatoes.
about 4 times a week, and I make food from like the hot bar because they have vegan mac and cheese, and I just make a salad and like a bunch of cool shit, and you know,
you
people be like, "Damn, why you still look so young?" And I'm like, "Because, bitch, I'm not putting shit in my system that's gonna sweat out and make me have wrinkles." Okay,
But you're also not old. I mean, who's asking you that question? You ain't that old.
How old do you think I am? You know how old I am.
Listen,
Awkward
you're not that old.
It is. It's older than people think. We don't have to say. We don't have to say the number.
Yeah.
But-
You never ask a woman.
Yeah.
How
I
old
don't
is
care.
she?
I'll tell you right now.
I have no age. I actually feel since I started comedy, I grew younger. Like I became sillier and more childish than I was when I was doing like office shit and I had to be an adult. Now I'm much
Is
more.
that good or not?
I think so because I had 2 white hairs that are now gone.
Wow.
By the way, they're gone. They're gone. They used to be there when I was living in Israel doing office stuff.
Oh well, sure. Super stressed.
Hating my job, I was like, what is life about, right? Like, cause I do the 9 to 5 and you're like, what the fuck is this? What am I just gonna die like this? And so I had white and then I switched to comedy and maybe cause I don't work. I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, that might be part of it.
I mean, yeah. Could be.
You know what? It makes me feel good that people feel that sense of crises in other countries too. It's not just American. These are, like rich people problems. But you feeling that way and you lived in Israel, that means people feel that way probably all over the world, right?
What do you mean that way? Stress?
Like I don't know, like things that I think people feel that are kind of like Western, richer country problems, like, oh, you hate your job, you're stressed, you have anxiety, depression, all that shit. You know what I mean? And then you have people who live in like third world countries.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are really happy and they live in fucking shit.
Yeah.
But like you have the same feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like anxiety is just a human thing that happens, and no matter what lifestyle you live, your brain would find something to be anxious about.
Very true.
So if you live a good lifestyle, it will find something stupid to be anxious about. And if you live because like in Israel, I would be anxious about like if there was a war. And I didn't want my dad to go or my cousin to go, but I'll also be anxious about, I hate my job. So it's still very similar.
But that was later, right? Did your dad? Do people age out of like going to war?
I mean, yeah, you go to the military in like 40, 45, and then my dad went because he's very patriotic. He went to like 55 until they're like, dude, you can't come here anymore. Too old.
He did?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's very patriotic, and he's like he did everything he could for the army, and I was the worst soldier in the history of the Israeli army because I was a stoner and I was lazy.
Doesn't
and
everybody have to go to the army there?
Everybody has to go. Think about it, you're 18 years old. You're an asshole because at 18 you're an 18-year-old. You're like whatever. They send you to the army. In the beginning, you're like, what the fuck is this? Everybody's telling you no. Whatever you ask, no. So it builds character. But then, I was the same human being. I was a silly soldier. Silly. So I would walk around. Sometimes they caught me barefoot. I think I told you that story. Sometimes I painted. I can tell that story actually when I painted the walls, the office walls. Should I just do the fuck that story? I feel like it's time.
You could do it.
Okay, so I was in the army, and there was Passover. It was just over Passover now. And in Passover, the Jews clean, but like deep clean. And deep clean in the army means you paint everything, and you do the walls, and like you do everything like super clean. So my commander came to me, and he was like, Mashiach, which is my full name. I want you to take 5-6 soldiers, and I want you to go and paint the whole walls. I'm going to come back in 1 hour and a half. By the time I'm back, I want everything painted.
Was that his accent? He sound like a New Yorker.
It's actually Yemenite. I can do him in Hebrew, but you guys will never know what he's talking about.
But that's the accent that would have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mash. I want you to take like he would. You know the people that like they don't move their their face a lot when they talk. I want you to take in an hour and a half. They never smile. It's like okay, cool. So I go to the logistic office where you get all the paint and stuff, and there was blue paint, red paint, and white paint. So I take the white and I take the red, and I gather like 5 or 6 soldiers. And I was like, all right, boys, start painting. And they're painting the walls until one of them was like, are you sure this is okay? Because what I did is I mixed the red paint and the white paint, and it mixed to pink paint. So now I got 5 to 6 soldiers painting an Israeli base. Pink. And the guy's like, yo, man, you sure we're not going to get in trouble? I was like, no, it's fun. It's going to be awesome. What are you talking about? So my commander comes.
Girl, you're stupid.
I mean, I was telling myself, listen.
I know she was
I
a
don't think I
soldier.
would be fucking with no Israeli commanders and shit.
Well, she's Israeli. It's whatever.
So I'm just saying.
I mean, you're 18 once, right? I was like, I'm 18 once. I'm never going to have this again.
That is hilarious.
Am I not going to do it? So the commander comes. Now, his skin color is a little darker than me. He looks at the office and turns white. Like white. Like, he can't believe it. He goes, Mashiach, come here. He goes like, oh, my God, I might be in trouble. He comes like this close to me. He goes, listen to me right now. In an hour and a half, my bosses are going to come for a meeting. If this place is not done, like according to Israeli army-based codes, in an hour and a half, I'm sending you to jail. And I was like, fuck, because the last thing, this is another time, by the way, that I almost got sent to army jail, and I hate it. Army jail in Israel is the worst because it's outside, and it's Israel hot, and it's intense, and everybody's fucking around. It's just a bunch of 18-year-olds that got sent to army jail. Is the worst. And I was even like more scared to go home from jail because my dad is so patriotic that I was scared I'm gonna go home and he's gonna beat me. At 18, a grown woman. I was like, my dad.
The women have to go too, huh?
Yeah.
Everyone goes.
For 1 year?
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. I think that in that matter, like Israel is very equal. Because think about it, at 18, you get an M16 and you command guys.
What if you're pregnant?
You don't go.
Oh, good. See, I'd have been pregnant.
No.
I have a girlfriend. She got pregnant, or you get
Really?
married, then you don't have to go.
Yeah, you get married.
You have to go.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
I guess people did that here. My dad went to college, so he didn't have to go to Vietnam.
My dad
Really?
acted like he was gay. He acted like he was blind. He did all kind of shit. They kept on going. And my mom always tells the story.
blind.
He acted like he did all kind of shit. He acted like he had chronic asthma and nothing. They were like,
They still made him go?
"You're going to Vietnam." Yeah, he went.
No, he should have went to college.
Well, he did. He did go to college. He went to medical school too. Like
After the war?
yeah, after all that.
Well,
Because he got drafted because they were drafting that.
yeah, my dad too. So that's why he went to college. If you like, there was all these rules. So like, if they tested you and they deemed you unfit to serve, you didn't have to serve.
Yeah.
Or if you went to college, you didn't have to serve. So my
He
fuck
was- he
around
definitely
dad,
went to college.
my
and-
fuck
Wow.
around dad, who graduated a year late, that nigga got he got
My dad got
held
dra-
back
He must have been drafted after college. It had to have been after he finished college.
after.
Because him and my mom,
How old though?
I mean, that's young. Everybody, you can get drafted under what, 30 or something, or under
I don't know what the draft. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it-
what
you
the
don't-
draft thing is.
because they were
I
already
feel like it was like
married.
18 to
Was
25.
it scary
though.
for you? Because I know they send.
I
a
wasn't
lot-
born.
Oh, you weren't born.
This
No.
is
yet.
in the 70s.
Yeah,
Oh.
Vietnam.
The 60s
Right,
and 70s.
Vietnam.
Ooh, yeah, no. My dad was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to fucking college." I'm like, "Nigga, you got held back. You should have graduated in '68. You graduated in '69." And he's like, "I'm going to college, Chico State, baby." I was like, "All right." So he didn't go to the. I'm glad he didn't, because who knows if I would have been born. because I don't think he'd be a good soldier either. My dad.
Yeah. Dude,
No.
that was the worst.
He's too chill.
Really?
Yeah, it would have fucked his whole personality up
Yeah.
going to the war.
Yeah. I see veterans here. Some they come up with issues.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just like a different thing. And, like, you go so far from your home.
Mm-hmm.
And Vietnam was just a fucked up war in
Yeah.
general. Like, that whole thing was fucked. And so, like, I think, I don't know. And they were introduced to different things when they were over there.
Yeah.
But they said that a lot of soldiers, actually, they did a lot of drugs while they were in Vietnam. Like, they did a lot of heroin.
They gave us a lot of drugs. They
gave him shit. But they said that a lot of soldiers, when they came back, they stopped doing the drugs. It was like some weird, like, a lot of them were bored. I heard that they were just like sitting around a lot of the fucking time. So they're like,
a lot of
That's what
war
war
is sitting
is.
sitting around. Waiting.
Yeah.
It's just like comedy, like open mic. So I have been to war.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
worked for this mom yesterday, and I guess she used to be a comedian, but she stopped doing comedy when she had her kids. And she's like trying to get back into it because she like, she's like, I need something from
She
this
can
job.
afford a nanny. Yeah, you better get in these comedy streets, bitch.
Well, she has a really good job, but she's like, this job is like, those good jobs, they do suck the life out of you. But she's like, okay, I'm dabbling back into comedy. And so I watched her kids the other night so she could go do a set, right?
Really? Where'd she go?
I don't know, somewhere in Studio City. And she came back and she goes, yeah, that was not my crowd. And I was like, what was it? She's like, like a bunch of millennial hipster white men. I'm like, bitch, that's every show.
That's every open mic.
For sure. I was like, I'm used to that. I'm around white dick all the time.
You know what? You can't moonlight as a comic. I hate when people think they could just dip in and dip out of it. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not like anything else where you don't sing for a little while, but you don't lose your voice. But if you don't do comedy, you lose. It's like working out. You lose muscle. If you don't work out, you don't have muscles no more.
Well, singing is the same because I sing too. And if you stop singing for a while, it ain't going to be like when you.
But it's
Dude,
still,
you have to, but you have to continually do it. It's it's similar, but not exactly. But
it's way
comedy's
different.
harsher. If I stop doing comedy after 6 days exactly, I'm like, I'm not even funny anymore. Am I even funny? Can I even do stand up? Like, I start questioning myself, and then I know I have to get on stage quick.
I know I was sick for 2 weeks and I couldn't do comedy, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What do I do?
And I get sad.
And then I had a show, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It felt weird.
And I've been traveling a lot doing comedy, which is a whole nother thing because it's like you can only do your set. You don't really work new stuff out. So I've been trying to figure out like when to work shit out or like, I feel like, and then since Marty's closed, my comedy has just suffered some. It just has. It just is what it is. That was my, you have your favorite places to work stuff out and.
And you got a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You seen him around? I see him around.
Yeah.
Yo, he like
in New York with who more?
Marty.
He didn't move to New York yet.
He didn't move yet?
He's still here. No,
Yeah.
I saw him here. We were at a mic and he was like he made some comment and I just made a little joke because someone made a comment about like a pedophile or like a creeper or some shit. And I was like, we're not talking about Marty or something. About me because I was a nanny.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, no, you don't want Marty watching your kids, right? And that was just a little joke. I know him, whatever. And then he came up and he started roasting me. I'm like, nigga, why are you roasting me right now? I just made a little off the cuff joke. I wasn't mad. Oh, he was trying in his Marty way.
Right, in his Marty
I'm
way,
like trying to
right,
picture
right.
Marty roasting.
Yeah, you know what he did? Do you know what he did?
What?
Because he's not so good, like spontaneous. He took jokes he already had and he just put my name in it.
Right. Yeah.
He was like, yeah,
He's
Jihan.
not really writing anything else.
No, yeah, he's like, Jihan, she has those National Geographic titties.
Oh, yeah.
You know that joke. And he just put my name in it. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing?
He's funny.
I just made one comment. I was just fucking around. I ain't seen you in a minute. And you over here trying to roast me. I was like, you don't want to roast me.
You don't want it.
No, he don't want it. He don't
Dude,
want
I get sad. Like if I'm not on stage, I get like that adrenaline. I
Mhm.
feel like it's a blessing and a curse because you get that adrenaline of being on stage, and the bigger shows you do and the more often you do it, it's like you get your dose. And then let's say if you have like an off season where you haven't been on stage for a week or two, whatever, I started to get sad. I was like, what is this about?
Me
really?
too. It's my therapy and my AA and all that stuff, even though I'm drinking most of the time.
This bitch said her AA.
But-
She got Henny in the glass.
You know, this is a little Henny
No
before
ice.
my meeting. Ain't nobody got time for watered down Hennessy.
Exactly.
And this is a punky pour, which means
Right,
it was 4
it's
drinks
so
in
deep.
one.
Oh,
Oh my God.
ooh. It was. I know. She got mad at me. Punky got mad at me.
Why?
Because her and Dicey was talking, and I was trying to find a guess. And I saw her through the crowd, and I went right to you.
Because me and Punky be in deep conversation.
I know they'd be in it.
She's like one of my bestest friends
I know.
in the world.
I know.
But
But I
very
just,
funny.
I know.
He's very funny.
I told
I've
her I
seen
wanted her. But she thought she misunderstood what I said.
Oh, she thought you wanted you. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Since she likes guys out there,
Yeah.
and girls out there.
Right.
Why am I looking over there
I
like
don't know.
like
I was
it's the
looking
audience?
too. I was like,
No, but there's a
Hold
camera
on.
there.
there is
Oh,
a camera there.
There's a camera
Oh, is
there.
that a camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, y'all didn't tell me. Is this HD? Wait a minute. Where the filters at? Where the filters?
I know Dicey loves her filters.
I mean, actually, I really don't use a lot of filters.
You don't. I mean, when you're just doing your stories, they're fun. Like the fun ones, not the ones because your
Yeah.
face is already beautiful. You
Oh
don't
my
need.
God.
You're not one of those girls who needs to like fucking fix her whole face on
Bitches be
with a
fixing their
filter.
bodies. A friend of mine got catfish. I told him he got tilapia. I was like, nigga, you ain't even get catfish. Your ass got tilapia. Okay, this bitch looked totally different
Oh man, yeah, I don't get it.
than her pictures. And she was 46,
Oh,
which is fine.
yeah,
But
but she didn't say that, right?
she airbrushed everything about her pictures.
But what's going through your mind when you do that?
Mental illness.
Like, you think somebody ain't gonna see you in person?
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna see you in person, bitch.
I
What are
don't-
you doing?
Like, that's the mindset of an unsuccessful individual, because if you don't worry about what's going to happen the next stage, you're not doing
Yeah.
good business. Nothing in your life that you're doing if you follow that kind of structure.
People are so worried
Well-
about like their perfection. I don't know what it is, like presentation, because I honestly don't care. I'm like, I have pictures with one eye closed. I'm like, that's me, that's life. But like some people, they just like, I had a friend, we had took all these pictures, we went on a trip or whatever, and I couldn't even post the shit. I had to download airbrush just so I could airbrush these bitches. 'cause
For
I
her?
didn't- yeah, not for me. I didn't airbrush myself, just them. Yeah, I was just like, because
They
I
wanted to be airbrushed?
no, but I knew if I did the original photo, it would have been an issue.
What did you airbrush?
And their faces, and so
What'd you put on them?
I just even out their skin tone, like their
Oh.
skin.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
if I
even
had
out
like a
their
pimple, I
skin.
would take the pimple off. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't like change.
No,
The
no, no, no,
makeup
no.
of your
I didn't
face.
change the
Give
shape of
yourself
their
a nose
face or
job and
anything.
shit.
No, I just like evened out their skin and shit. But like there was no issue when I posted it after I
Mhm.
did that. If I would have posted the original one, girl, all the text I would have got.
I saw a TV show where they go to the person's house.
Oh
They-
yeah, Catfish.
Catfish.
It's called Catfish, where like they've been talking to someone and then
That's
they
why
go
I
to their
said he
house.
got tilapia.
She wasn't even a catfish. Damn, son. Catfishes are gross.
Wasn't even a real fish.
Oh shit.
Wait, so she found a guy on Tinder, and then
No,
he-
my friend.
It's a male
Oh,
friend.
It's a
he
male
found a
friend.
girl.
He found a girl
Mhm.
and was like, "Oh yeah, she fine. She this, she that." And while he was on his way upstairs, when he went down to get her, he realized that she was not what she,
How?
portrayed. How? Because bitch, he had the Instagram
can-
pictures, and then he had her fucking face in person. What you mean?
Oh, because I thought you said when he was on his way.
When he
figured
was
it
on
out.
his way downstairs to get her, then he was texting us. It was like a group of us. He was texting us saying, "I can't believe this bitch. She don't look nothing like her pictures." Trying to like preface it, like, get us ready.
Were they gonna meet you? She was gonna meet you guys?
I mean, she was coming up to meet us and just, chill, but
oh.
he's crazy. I've been hanging around a bunch of guys lately, which
Mhm.
is interesting, like for work and just think like
Right.
kind of default, like been fun.
So when he was talking to the girl, like, did she tell him like, oh, that like her age, like you said she was 46, right? Did she tell him that?
Yeah, she was fine saying that, and he was
okay.
He knew she was 46.
Oh, okay,
It's
cool.
not
He
about the
knew
age.
it. It's not
No,
about
I
the
thought
age.
she was just
It's
lying about everything.
it's
Why
just-
not?
Yeah, it's
You-
not about the age.
And you look so different. I bet it's just giving yourself grief because every person you're gonna meet is like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? Why would you do that to yourself?
Dude, they have whole like
Like,
apps
I
you
just
can
need
do
a
to, like,
chance
change
for
your whole
him to
face.
see me. If he only sees me in person for real time, he sees my character.
You know what's annoying is
I'm
when
glad
those,
I got good genes.
I know, right? You know what's so annoying is like when those girls who always put like that bunny filter on their face or some shit. I'm like, what?
Always.
I think they're hiding something. Like,
It's I don't take pictures that I put like the only filters I use on any of the Instagram pictures I have are the ones that are just on there that changes the background and stuff. Not
like
just
Rio, like
yeah, I only use those, and sometimes not even those because it just makes it look like
weird.
stupid. It's
Oslo.
weird, yeah.
I don't like that bunny one. Why would you try to be a bunny?
But they only post pictures of them with the real smooth Snapchat filters. And then
Girl.
because at my class reunion, I went to my class reunion this year, another class reunion.
How many class reunions do you have in America, man?
well, you're supposed to have like 10
Every 10
year,
years.
20 year, maybe some.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll skip 20 year, do 25. I don't know, but
We
you
also have
usually
that.
have them like up until like. Listen, if
50,
people,
my dad went to
50th.
his 50th this year.
yeah.
And I went with my dad to his 30th
how many people were there?
because I was in college. It was like my freshman year of college, and I went with him in his 30th.
You know what's so sad is my fucking class is so disorganized. My 10-year came and passed. And
Well, you could see everybody on Instagram now,
I
so it don't even
know.
make sense.
No, but the
Yeah.
problem is they was trying to get it together, but they couldn't get it together, and like we just didn't have one. And I was like,
Damn.
this feels
I didn't
oddly
have
like
one
my
either.
senior year when they was trying to get the fucking prom together.
Oh, y'all couldn't even get a prom together?
They're
You didn't have a
awful.
prom?
No,
Y'all
we had a
voted the wrong
prom, but it
people
was
in.
not good. It was in Concord. The fucking prom king got shot at.
What? The prom king got shot?
He didn't get shot. He got shot at. He didn't get shot. What happened? So what had happened was, right? I was late too. Thank God I was late, but I was kind of sad I was late because I wanted to see what happened. The prom king was dating this girl who clearly was kind of thotty. She was
Alright.
kind of a thought, but whatever.
It's prom.
We're high school. Yeah, right? Most of them were thoughts. So apparently this girl's ex found out where she was, and she was with this other nigga, right? So this nigga,
All from the same school?
no, he didn't even go to our school.
See, that's why I asked, because I already knew.
No, the other dude didn't go to our school. This nigga showed up. We had police presence at our school because, like, that's the kind of place we were. And this nigga came to the prom, got into it with the prom king, and then proceeded to shoot at this nigga. Thank God they was
What?
outside. They were outside.
Did he get hit?
Nah, he didn't get hit. The police was out there. He shoot. I
Did
think
they
he
shoot him?
They didn't shoot him. He he shot like toward the police car.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's still in jail right now, huh?
I don't know, nigga. I don't know this person. So like all this happened, and then we get to prom, but prom is still going, mind you. Like they didn't cancel prom. They didn't stop the prom. Like shit, niggas is still dancing inside, taking pictures.
It's like Israel in war. They're not gonna stop anything.
We get to the prom because it like I went with a bunch of people. You know, it was like I don't even know how many of us. Like we all went to dinner before. It was like 15 of us, so it took a while. You know what I mean? And so we finally get there, and everyone's like, "Yo, they got shot at. Da 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 da. Dude got shot at. They shot at the police car." Oh my God! I was like, "Damn, I miss all that. Fuck."
God damn.
I know. Dude, that dude, like, he could have been free. Like, all he had to do was say, fuck that bitch,
Yeah.
and move on with his life. But he over here shooting at the goddamn prom king, who I'm pretty sure was wearing a suit with sneakers. Because that's this is the kind of prom that I had.
Maybe he wanted to be king. He was like, there can't only be one king.
Nah, it was
No.
about
Right.
that girl. Ugh.
Some Game of Thrones.
You should have
shit.
saw, oh my God, my prom. Listen, one day I gotta find my little prom book. I don't know if they did this for you guys, Dicey, but like, you know, like you can buy like a prom book, like all the photographer takes all these pictures of everyone
Nice.
and they put them in a book, and then you can buy the book and you can see everyone's prom photo.
Now I
right?
can see the sleeper
So
titties.
listen, my mom bought it for me, and girl, these girls, not only were they thotty, they was just ratchet as
What
shit.
year did you graduate?
I graduated in, I don't even remember.
Was
Oh my
it?
God, my
Did
sister's
you
calling
graduate
me.
during the time of Instagram?
No, it was
Okay.
2008.
Oh.
I grew up.
Luckily,
Why's my sister calling
I'm
me?
like, thank God that when I was like 18,
That there
15, there
wasn't
was no
one.
Instagram.
I would have been a goddamn fool, but I probably would have been a star too.
Maybe.
So
Yeah, but well, I feel like I've done so many things I would never want, document. Like so many stupid
Yeah.
things. Like I feel like youth today have it so hard. It's like every little mistake is there forever.
if they decide to,
No,
somebody's
yeah.
gonna record it.
But then how are you gonna let the motherfucker record it after all the stories that are happening? You're gonna still suck
Because
his dick
their
and
brains,
have him record it.
their brains aren't fully formed, you guys. These are children. You know what? Teenagers are kind of like, teenagers are the most dangerous people in the world.
Yeah, but like back,
They ain't
bless
got-
you.
Reckless.
Reckless.
Yeah.
Teenagers are like baby
Yeah.
rattlesnakes, you
I'm
know?
not talking about that. I'm talking about like a mistake like used to take time to do when we were kids.
Well,
Now
no,
you do it in a click. Like a mistake is
Well,
one
no,
click
you know what the
away.
difference
you know
is?
What I mean? Like,
No, you made mistakes. You made a bunch of mistakes. It's just like only you and your mama knew. But now,
it
bless
took
you.
time.
Everyone knows. It is not even that it took time. It's just like you got to make mistakes without the world knowing about it. So by the time you got your shit together, kind of.
Yeah, 'cause now parents are posting shit. Let me tell you what this little nigga did.
I know when
why
they
you-
shave their heads like an old man, the old man haircut.
Oh, what happened?
You
with
seen that?
No.
So like if your kid is acting up, then you cut their hair like an old man. So they bald on the top and they just got hair on the sides to teach them a lesson. And then they go to school.
love that.
You haven't seen this?
No.
Holy shit.
I don't
Yes.
have kids.
we can try
I
to
don't
pull
have
that
kids.
up.
People
But
posted
you're-
on no,
oh.
they posted on the. I would never do that.
You know what? I haven't logged onto Facebook since November.
Or
That's
anything,
nice.
girl.
That's nice.
I haven't, but I'm on Instagram. But I don't want to be. That's double the time I was spending online,
Yeah,
and it's dumb. And I just had to give something up, and it just happened to be Facebook. 'Cause
I like Instagram too.
I like pictures. I like the fact that it's only so many characters you can put on that shit. Like I don't want to see. I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
read.
feel like Facebook is
days.
too much. It's too heavy. It's too personal.
Look,
it's
yeah.
too-
it's too much.
He got in trouble, so his mama had his hair cut like this.
What the fuck is wrong with that mother?
Do you see this? Do you see that?
That is the funniest
Look
shit
at
ever.
his, look
It
at
takes
his
a village.
face.
It
Look at
takes
his
a
face.
village.
His face is like, yeah, I didn't believe it too when she said it. And
Yeah, he's like, look, bitch, you gonna make me go to school like this?
Yes.
That nigga is not gonna do nothing else wrong.
Listen.
Nothing.
Just
Nothing else.
yo. Okay. Yeah. Just Google old man haircut kid.
I once had lice. And I was like, I was the first daughter of the first child, my mother's first child. And my mom freaked me out and she shaved my whole head. And then I remember it was very traumatizing because at that age, kindergarten, your hair is the only thing that makes you a girl. And so I went to kindergarten. Now the girls would
You
play
still
with
got
me.
some good ass pussy.
Yeah.
That ain't the only thing that makes you a girl. Come on.
I don't know about 5-year-old pussy, but
If you were
My
gonna grow up to
pussy.
have a good 21-year-old pussy, then you had a good one when you was 5. That shit was just there. It was dormant. It was lying dormant. It was in remission,
Stop.
bitch. It was in remission until that whole turned of age. That's the Hennessy.
that's funny. Holy crap! Oh my god. Okay, let me ask you this, Dicey.
Okay.
So I haven't asked you this yet either. So I'm gonna ask you because you're, from technically the Middle East. So
Technically.
right. So I've been watching that new show, Rami. You heard of that show?
No.
It's
Oh,
the
Rami. The comedian Rami
yeah,
Youssef.
the comedian Rami Youssef, right?
Yeah, Rami Youssef.
Yes. So he has a show on Hulu right now.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and it's his name, right? It's Rami, and it's like about him and his, growing up, like being with his parents and like being a young adult in like America and being Muslim and all this stuff, right? Which oddly he's not a comedian in it, which is interesting because usually, I don't know, people put that in there. But there's an episode where he's Egyptian, right? He goes back to Egypt to like find his roots, like connect back to the homeland and shit. And his cousin picks him up and he's like hella westernized, right? He's like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" Da 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 da. And he calls him nigga, right? So then he goes and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then like throughout the episode, he keeps calling him nigga. And then he goes, "Bro, you got to stop saying the N-word." And he was like, "Why? We're in Egypt. It's in Africa. I'm black. You're black." And he was like, "No, I'm not black." So let me ask you this. It's pretty fucking hilarious. I highly suggest it. How do you feel about Egyptians using the word nigga?
I just don't feel like anybody who hasn't been in America, who hasn't been black in America, shouldn't use it.
Even Africans?
Even Africans. That's how I feel. They don't even fuck with us like that. Africans don't fuck with us. They don't share their culture with us. They think we're stupid. They think we're Yankee boys for getting caught up in that shit when they're the ones who sold us anyway. So, I don't feel like anybody who hasn't been in America and experienced the fucked up shit that we have from the, slavery, the blank of slavery. What am I trying to say? Not
the horror,
just the whole situation,
depression,
just the whole thing. Just fill in the blank, bitch. Shit,
you being
the
like,
blank of slavery.
Yeah,
if
like
you haven't experienced it,
a Middle Eastern, like, how do you feel about it? Like, do you hear people saying it in your country or in other parts in that part of the world? Calling each other that?
Well, I feel a little similar to Dicey in a way of like, there's black people everywhere, but here they share a history that gives that word a meaning and weight and a certain, connotation to something very, very specific. So, I just think that it really is the black people in America that has suffered these things. I kind of feel like you, but I don't know. I'm not black. So
I know she got siblings that look black.
I'm Egyptian and I'm an eighth Sudanese, but nobody mentions an eighth. They're like buying drugs.
Listen,
that's hilarious.
Now white people here, white people find out they got 1.2% African, and they're like, "Oh, I'm black. I'm black.
Give me that scholarship. I'm black, bitch. Get the fuck out of here."
I just thought it was so interesting because I'm like, well, I mean, they're technically African, but like, and I know Africans. I know Africans use it, but I think Africans use it because of pop culture from America. Like they heard it. Like
it doesn't matter.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But I know Africans use that word.
Although I don't get mad when people sing it in a rap.
Yeah,
I don't.
Anybody? I don't. If you're listening to the music, you obviously, you know what I mean?
And you singing with
it's
it?
a lyric. But for you to just be using it in sentences, like that's not your words. That's the rapper's words. And you're just repeating it because you're a fan of a black man. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Maybe I have some weird
But what if they're
restrictions.
what if they're
let
only
me ask
listening
you
to that song or singing that song because they want to say the word?
Talking
There's
about,
no other way.
let me ask you this. Talking about rappers, Lil' Kim, right?
Oh wow.
So
Can she still say nigga?
Can she still
Right.
say? Did you look at her? Like she paid money to be lighter and whiter. And if you see her pictures,
She looks Asian.
she do you
Which is
think?
the ultimate white. They're killing it right now.
I feel like if you make such a like bold action to not be black, and you're a rapper, you shouldn't say.
Listen, she hasn't rapped
Am
in
I wrong?
years.
definitely. I mean, she's still black.
Of course she is.
That's why it's like her daughter, right? I'm like, her daughter is going to be so confused because one day her daughter's going to Google her mom and she's going to find all these pictures of her as a black woman. And she's gonna be like, who the fuck is that?
And don't get me wrong, I have all the respect for Lil' Kim. I love Lil' Kim. I used to sing her lyrics. I used to know all the lyrics to her rap from Israel when I was 16 years old. Everybody thought I was insane, right? Nobody knew who Lil' Kim was. And I'm like, yeah, I've been in a lot of places, seen a lot of faces. And my parents like, she's crazy. She's on drugs. So I love her. I saw a picture of her like a week ago, and I'm like,
She
what?
just looks totally different. I mean, her issues, I don't know what her issues were.
Well,
Obviously, she doesn't want to be black, but
I don't understand. That's what got her where she is.
But, you know.
And she was like singing about it and doing all these things. But anyway, I love Lil' Kim.
Weird. I don't know. And that's why everyone say, is Nicki like the next Lil' Kim? Because Nicki looking a little lighter. I don't know. I don't know what that is about. Like, my parents, they always, like, I always knew I was black. And it was always a positive thing. Like, I never didn't want to be black. Even though people always are like, oh, you seem like you only date white dudes, or da-da-da-da-da, you talk like a white girl. I've heard that a bunch of times.
Really?
I'm like, this is how my mom talks. Like, I learned from my mom. Like, this is how she speaks. This is how she taught us to speak. But I never in my life not wanted to be black.
Right.
If anything, I wanted to be blacker. Like, I wanted to be the dark-skinned girls because I thought, oh, they're so pretty. Like, their skin is like butter. You know what I mean?
I loved, but they want to be so white. A lot of those, like, every cheerleading squad at a white school had a black ass cheerleader who thought she was white. Have you noticed
all
that?
the weave and
All the weave, and it's like they had her wearing them nappy ponytails, like all nappy around here, and then weave. You just
it was
see
straight.
like straight,
It's silky.
silky.
It be hella shiny.
That's fucked up.
Ooh, no, I never I never didn't want to be black ever. And like that always, all the time, people would say that kind of shit to me. And I went to white schools because, they were just better schools. Not necessarily because they're white. I just went to a school that had better education.
I went to white schools too.
Yeah.
That's where all my jokes, that's where everything, my whole set comes
from. Listen, it was rough, okay? Because I didn't even live in the neighborhood my school was in. We had to use my auntie's address. And she ended up moving from there, but we still used it.
That's funny.
And like they I used to, when I was a kid, wheelie backpacks were popping.
Oh my God.
The wheelie backpacks. You remember those wheelie backpacks? And like kids was like, yeah, hell yeah. No scoliosis for me, bitch. And I asked my mom for a wheelie backpack. And she was like, okay. So she takes me to Sears, which should have been red flag number 1.
Number 1, 2, and 3.
And you know what this bitch bought me? She bought me a carry-on suitcase. Okay?
Oh
What?
She bought me a
Oh my
suitcase.
God.
That was my wheelie bag.
Did you have to go with it?
Hell yeah, what am I going to do? I'm like 10. So
So-
she's like, she buys me a fucking carry-on, right? And I'm like, mommy, I don't think this is a wheelie backpack. And she's like, it got wheels on it, don't it? Right? Can you put your books in there? Yeah. Okay, it's a wheelie backpack. So my ass show up to school with a goddamn carry-on with my books in it, trying to put my coat over it to hide it and shit, so you just see the wheels. And they're like, what is that? I'm like, this is my wheelie backpack. When I go into class, I gotta lay it down and unzip.
That's funny.
I'll flip it out.
So like, not only you're the only black person in a white school, now you got a different bag.
Well, I wasn't the only black person. It wasn't that many of us. There was a handful of us, but it was only like 2 of us in my particular class. But nah, yeah, my mom fucked me up. My mom really fucked me up with that one. But you know what? That was a really
crazy.
good bag because I just threw that bag out.
That's a funny story.
I just threw that bag out. So I don't know. That was a good suitcase.
You had needed your wheelie suitcase.
She bought me a carry-on. I couldn't believe that shit. That's my mama.
You gotta love them. My mama did my mom did a lot of funny stuff to sometimes, just save or something like one time in Purim, which is the Israeli Halloween, she made me the costume.
Oh, Purim, yeah.
Which is supposed to be really sweet, but I just had she just put me in white clothes and sticked like stars on me, pink stars, and called me the Queen of the Night.
Wow.
I have a picture of like I'm standing like this. I'm like so upset. So upset. It was not even feminine. I just looked like I look
Your mama was tired. She like, what we got in this house?
Yeah.
when I had lice, she shaved my head.
Right.
In the Purim, she called me Queen of the Night.
I know she just cut some stars. I was like, you're gonna be the Queen of the Night tonight.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
It was the ugliest costume I ever wore in my life.
Is it at the same time as our Halloween?
No, it's somewhere.
No,
Is it in the
No.
summer?
Purim just
It's
happened.
in the winter. Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened like 2 months ago.
2 months ago, and it's really nice.
It's
really-
fun for the kids, and they get bags of candy and treats and
Is
sweets.
it celebrating death too?
No. Israel, it's so full of death threats already on a daily basis. It's important we try not to think about it. But what's funny is, so Purim is the only holiday when the Orthodox Jews, the one with the hats and all that, it's a blessing to drink until you lose consciousness, or like it's called
It's called
Adoyada.
Tuesday.
So that's when they can drink, so they turn up.
Dude, one time.
they-
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say the ones in LA got money. It's not like the New York ones; they're poor. But the ones
No.
here, I know they turn it up.
Yearly.
Hell yeah.
Dude, one time I got lost in Neighborhood, which is like a really Hasidic neighborhood, and all these motherfuckers are drunk. Drunk Hasidic Jews. They came like jumping on my car. I'm not even kidding you. They're like, hey, what's up? Because like it's cool.
They
That's
only
the
drink
only
once a
day.
year.
That's the only day that they need to drink until they lose it. They don't even know what's going on. And it's just because the way they're dressed, you never see them like that. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Do they let the women take their wigs off?
No, I think they never let the women take their wigs off.
Did I tell you about when I worked for that Hasidic family?
Yeah.
So I worked for this like Orthodox Hasidic kind of, but they're LA, so it's strict, but it's loose. Okay, it's not like the New York ones, because a lot of like like the very strict Jewish people.
Where they wear wigs.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
You
So
can only take the wigs off in front of your husband. It's only the married women.
Yeah.
So only your husband can see.
because when you get married, you shave your head.
Right.
So
Really? They shave their head?
They used to. I
yeah.
don't think they do anymore.
They might not anymore, but I know that they were shaving their head.
Mhm.
They shave other things. That's for sure.
Well, good.
Because they
Maybe.
go in the pool.
Oh, I'm
to get
sure.
it's like kind of
Like a
like a
baptism,
waxing?
kinda?
yeah, before the marriage.
A waxing bitch.
Like,
Can you imagine? They just dip your ass in wax.
Come on, bitch.
And they're like,
I
just
declare
rip.
you. I declare you no hair, bitch.
No, but no, I was just saying, like, you go to New York or something like those Hasidic neighborhoods, like a lot of them are really poor. Like a lot of them are on welfare, but the ones here, they're fucking balling. Okay, like just to live in LA is it's expensive.
That's a waste of a Jew, huh? A broke Jew.
But they have community. They have money in the community. They all pull their money together
That
for
sounds
things.
like an oxymoron.
Well, a lot of them are on welfare. A lot. Well, because the women don't work. Like if they're married,
Well, and because New York is expensive.
New York is expensive. The women don't work, and then they have hella kids. So
which
like,
is good, which is very good, because it balance all the other people trying to conquer Israel.
Mhm.
That also bring a lot of kids.
okay,
So I'm very for just a lot of Jews in general. Look what happening to Europe. They don't have a lot of kids.
oh well, because people are not having kids as much.
It's good to
They're
have.
not.
People in America, everyone, all the everyone is
It's
not.
gonna be like Handmaid's Tale in this motherfucker. Ain't nobody about to have no kids.
No, it'll be like Children of Men. One bitch, only one bitch can get pregnant, and she's African.
Oh.
I went
But listen,
to-
because it's the motherland. You start
I
from where
know.
yeah.
Don't tell you ain't got to tell me.
No, but listen. So I worked for this family, and they had this like big house in Beverly Hills, And but they were American, you know. It's not like they were Israelis who came here.
Israelis are different than
Get through
Jews.
the story. You already said that.
Yeah. So they're American. Okay, whatever. So they had 9 kids, bitch.
Damn.
9 kids.
She had 9 out
Yeah,
of her.
out of her pussy. And but I was only in charge of 3. Okay, so I had the 3 youngest ones, but the youngest one was the worst one. Okay, she was a tyrant. Okay, no, she was a terrorist.
Oh, damn.
This child was a terrorist. She terrorized her whole house. Like she had everyone around her little ass 3-year-old finger. Okay, and she would throw these tantrums.
Was
and
she
like,
cute?
she was all right, not cute enough.
She was all right.
She not enough to the way she was acting. I have no chill for that. And I don't know, like kids be like crying and shit, and I don't give a fuck. Like I've been taking care of kids so long, like I block out kids crying. They can cry and cry and cry.
I just thought, I was like, "Wait, yo, why you crying?" I talk to them like
no,
like
I'll
regular,
talk to
and
them,
they'll
but
be like,
sometimes they're hysterical. So I just let them. I'm like, I can do a whole other activity while they doing that. Okay. But the first day I worked with them, I had the 3 little ones, and they were jumping on the trampoline and having fun or whatever. And then the little girl, her sister was jumping with her, and her sister was like, "Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done jumping." So she gets off the trampoline, and she didn't want her to leave. So she starts screaming and yelling, and then she tried to hit her sister, and I was like, don't do that. She don't want to play with you no more. Then she tried to hit me.
Oh, hell no.
And I was like, I gave her, she didn't even her hand didn't even get halfway. She like raised her hand, and I gave her this look like, I would not try that if I were you. And she pulled back, and then she was like, and I was like, yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck. You can't hit me. That's not gonna happen. You cannot hit me. So we had like 2.5 instances of her throwing tantrums, but then she like warmed up, and we was friends, but we wasn't friends for like
dude, it's the parents.
no, but these kids,
My
it was
mom-
crazy, and they were like super Republican, which, you know, whatever, I don't care as long as my check's clear every time, you know. I don't care if you're Republican. But they told me, she told me in the interview, she's like, yeah, like, we're very supportive. Like, we have events here, and we host fundraisers, and like, I just want to make sure that's okay with you, because it's been an issue in the past.
With nannies?
Yeah.
Like, for what? Like
they
how
had
do y'all have a say in what they do?
Well, because they had like a prominent Republican figure was coming to their home for a dinner, and they had to go pick him up, and like the nanny refused to get out of the car. And
why? Because he was racist?
I don't know.
And they always hire black bitches?
No. I don't even think this girl was black, because the girl who had the job before me, she's Mexican. But
it was like a Trump supporting
So
type
he was
situation.
trying
No, it wasn't during Trump era. This is before Trump. This was during the 2016 election, and Trump wasn't even the candidate yet. It was a bunch of Republicans running. But she was telling me about a previous time. But I told her, I was like, honestly, I don't care as long as my checks come on time. Okay.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
You have whatever racist people y'all want to have in here, if that's what y'all do.
that's your house.
You know, like, yeah.
But this is the weird shit. Okay, I'm gonna tell you real quick. The weird shit. So you know how like the wife, they wear the wigs and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's just for the husband to see her, you know?
Yeah.
So this bitch wore a blonde wig, and I was like, that is not your color. First of all.
I almost came today with my blonde wig too.
But she was not a blonde.
First of all.
She had like a Beyonce wig, and I was like, pull it back. And then, for real. So then one of the last nights I worked for them, I put the kids to sleep, right? And they were in their room, right? The parents. And so I just knocked on the door lightly just to tell them, like, hey, the kids are asleep. I'm leaving. And she was like, come in. And I was like, this is weird. Like, I can't see your head, but you're inviting me into your bedroom? That's weird. So at first I was like, I don't even want to go in.
Yeah.
But I like went in, and they each had their own separate bed. Her bed was by the door. His bed was on the other side of the room, queen size, right? And then they had a couch in between, right? And so the husband was like on the couch watching TV.
Couch.
Yeah, dude. I was
It's like the middle.
yeah, it's in the middle.
It's like when you think about it.
Yeah, so they each had their own bed.
But obviously they're fucking because they have 2 kids. But
Yeah,
go
they
ahead.
have
Nine.
9 kids.
Oh, 9.
They-
Right. Oh, shit. Yeah, right. These are 9.
Well,
you
they-
just had 3.
Right. They at least fucked 9 times. There was no twins. And so she invites me in her room. She does not have her wig on. Did not have her wig on. Didn't have a scarf on. Let me see her hair.
You're a woman.
It was just, to me, it was weird.
But what did her
But
hair
I was
look
in
like?
her marital bedroom, and she was
Yeah.
in the bed. It wasn't like she
Oh.
was sitting in a chair. She was in the fucking bed.
That's kind of weird.
Was it the same color hair?
I think she did try and dye her hair. It wasn't good. And so the husband was like sitting on the couch, not paying us no fucking attention, watching TV. And I don't even remember what she talked to me about. She said something, but I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why am I in your room and you're in the bed and your husband's like over there and I don't know what
With
those
his balls
are.
hanging out, watching
I
TV
know. I think he was
somewhere.
in shorts or
Balls.
something. It was weird. And I was just like, but you wouldn't let me see your hair around the house. You
Well,
know
that's
what I
'cause
mean?
somebody else could come there, probably.
No. Nobody is coming in this fucking house. This is a Beverly Hills home, okay? Unless they
That's
know.
still more public than being in your bedroom at night when you're going to
I
bed.
know, but usually, like, if someone, like, if you're
'Cause
going
you're
to
a
bed,
woman. She
I
did
guess
that
'cause I'm
you're-
a woman.
'cause you're a woman.
but like,
She's
you
I
would
don't
put the
care.
scarf on, like, you
Like,
know.
I sometimes
she's in her bedroom.
She's in the bedroom. I
But it
sometimes
was
would walk
weird.
without, like, I would take my clothes and be like, "Yo, Jihan."
Yeah, but
Are we
you're
gonna-
not orthodox in any way.
Right, but like
Right.
with women,
I know. With you, you're definitely freer. But I just thought it was
Is this
weird.
only getting
with
our
my
faces
was my
or our whole
slipper
bodies?
titties.
No, it's just getting the desk up.
Okay, good.
What's
'cause-
going on?
Well, because
Why?
I'm bloated right now, and I took this down. I hope it doesn't show my stomach because I'm like super bloated.
Yeah,
I think you'll be all right. I don't think anyone's paying attention to that. I
I
just
think
thought
they're
it.
looking at
But
your
my
titties.
arms
And
were
Yeah, they're
hot.
definitely looking at your titties.
definitely looking at the titties.
I don't know. I thought it was weird because it was like so conservative in every other aspect. But then you invite me in your bedroom when your husband is like in his little shorts watching TV. Like, it was just weird to me. And she
Yeah.
didn't meet me at the door. She
Yeah.
was like in the bed, like under the covers.
Dude, even I'm staring at your titties. I'm not even gay like that.
Like that.
That's what, that's what I like with
These old things.
big, big titties. If you're bloated, if you're whatever, you just put something with a cleavage on.
You just rub some shea butter on them.
Yeah, some shea butter, put some cleavage on. Nobody's looking at your stomach.
Girl.
That's true. Or
And-
your face.
And guys, I don't think guys care.
And I got on the mink lashes. Ain't nobody even looking at these minks. These was $5 lashes.
You
They
know,
not the dollar ones.
I can't ever put them on right. I can't. Every time I try
I
to
know, I put
them
them on
they're
her.
Fucked up.
So our photo or whatever, I put her
Mm.
lashes on. She had me in there lashing her up.
I'm like a child that's trying really hard.
I love lashes.
I
love it.
cannot wear them.
I used to do it like the girl. I had lash
The
bins.
individuals.
I hate it. Let me tell you why. Because I'm claustrophobic, and you're supposed to close your eyes throughout the thing. And in the beginning of the thing, she goes, "Don't open your eyes because you can get glue in your eyes. That's not gonna be pleasant." And now all I want to do is open my eyes. The fuck are you
To
doing?
get glue in them.
No, because now I can't do it. So now I'm like, wait, what? Okay, I have to close. Like I get.
Just close
I get
your eyes, bro.
I got so anal about it. Is that how you say anal about it?
Mm.
Yeah,
No.
sure. Anal.
I got
That's
anal.
right.
I don't do
Like
anal.
stupid about it. I don't do anal either, but I got it.
I have hemorrhoids. I wish a nigga would.
Oh no.
You gonna see a hemorrhoid swimming at the end of your dick, nigga.
Ooh.
Do hemorrhoids swim? I feel like they do.
No,
I
I
feel
don't
like-
think so.
I don't know.
Do they? What are they exactly? They're like
I feel like they can
inflamed-
float.
To float.
It's when your asshole is basically turned inside out
Yeah.
because you're too healthy and you shit too much, or you just have a weak asshole. Like I
Hey,
think mine is just a weak asshole.
Weak assholes.
Yeah, you might have a weak asshole.
I think I have a weak asshole too. Like it happened to me one time after I had it in the back.
Oh, well, see, that I'm not a
See,
candidate.
You got a hemorrhoid or like
No,
a fissure?
I was young and drunk. Don't get me wrong. I don't do that in my 30s.
Do you have a
do
fissure
that
or
kinda
something,
stuff.
or you had a hemorrhoid?
I didn't have anything. It just looked like my anus was a little older.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got hemorrhoids when I was 18,
Oy.
and I didn't lose my virginity till I was 19. So I've never been a candidate for asshole sex.
No,
like, you know,
God didn't want that for you. He took it off the
He
table.
didn't, and it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
He took it off the table.
Most of the times I did it, I don't remember.
Oh,
Oh, good.
For a good
okay.
reason.
Well,
You
good,
numbing
yeah.
up?
Yeah.
They numbed you?
I mean, that sounds kind of rapey, but
I think the alcohol numbs her.
I
And
guess
maybe,
so.
maybe past situations or like,
I
You
one
should take
time
childhood
the
trauma.
Take the alcohol up the ass.
I one time caught my ex-boyfriend talking to this girl, not like in a sexual way, a friend, but they were talking about anal, and he goes, yeah, you know, before you do it, you have to, you know, put some candles on and massage it a little bit with some oils and stuff. And I was like, oil and stuff, and like I didn't get any of that. Like all I got is 3 Vicodins and the get well card. Like I didn't
shit.
get.
Oh my god!
They give you Vicodin.
He gave me some Vicodin
After he fucked you in the ass.
before.
Oh, sounds like a real gentleman.
Oh yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
he really, you know,
We were dating. We
he
were
took care of
dating.
her.
We
forward
were
thinker. He thinks
we were
ahead.
dating.
Yeah, he
I
didn't
know, it
think
wasn't
that she
3.
might OD on that shit.
It was a Vicodin and a half. We took
Oh,
3
you
Vicodin.
told me 3.
3.
Bitch, if you took 3 Vicodin, you'd
You
be
mean
drooling.
you took one Vicodin 3 times?
Yeah.
It was in 3 pieces.
You did. Wait, you did
No,
3
I did-
anal
I did
experiences?
I did a Vicodin and a half, and he did a Vicodin and a half.
Oh, bitch, you gotta clarify. I'm thinking you took 3 Vicodin. I was like, you were dead, and he fucked you.
He's the one that introduced me to Vicodin.
Now that's rape.
I wasn't.
That's right.
Dude, by the way, like it's only here that they, like, you know how much, like I had a tooth. When I was in Israel right now, I had to get like a crown.
Yeah.
And they don't believe in pain medication in Israel. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but the doctor's like, America made you soft. I was like, what? Because he's gonna.
He said that?
Yeah, he was gonna look at. Oh,
But say
he's
it in
like
Hebrew.
before I put the crown, I'm gonna shave your tooth, your original tooth. Okay, now open wide. I was
That's
like, wait.
That's painful.
He's like, why? Will you have any questions? I was like, yeah. Where's the fucking drugs? And he's like, what drugs? You don't
The
need
numbing?
drugs.
The
And I was
numbing.
like, everybody needs a little bit of drugs. Everybody. And he goes like, what do you want? I was like, gas me. I guess they don't gas you in Israel. I don't know what the fuck.
Was
But-
that your first time going to the dentist over there?
Well, I mean, the dentist here, they gas you and they get, like, I had my gynecologist gave me codeine for period pains.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're
They
not
don't
going to,
believe in pain.
they don't believe
They
pain.
don't like discomfort at all. Well, because I think America was so uncomfortable for so long.
And I'm cool. Like if I leave, look, I will be here for the leave and the weed. Okay. Fuck that.
Wait, can you say America made you soft in Hebrew? Like he would say it.
Wait, America עשתה אותך רכה. America עשתה אותך רכה. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it sober. And then his assistant, she's like a Russian Israeli, which is like the most hardcore combination of
People,
in the
period.
in the world, right?
That bitch could be an assassin for real. Like, the fuck?
She looks over, like, really close to me. She goes like,
Oh my God.
there is no such thing as can't. You decide it in your head and you do it. I was like, what the
I'll be like, okay, bitch, but where's the coding? Cool.
Was your fucking
Russian bitches deliver their own babies, though, on YouTube. They'll be like,
Really?
you push. Here's how you have baby. You push. They're on there delivering their own babies for real. You push a little. Push a little more. Oh my God. Here's baby.
She's like in the toilet.
Oh God. Well,
Oh, there
listen,
we
black
go.
women used to
Fuck
deliver their own
that.
babies. But then, you know,
Many
modern
women
medicine.
used to deliver their own babies before hospitals and
I
medication.
know, but
and
we
doctors.
no, but white women didn't.
No, everybody delivered their own babies before.
I'm specifically talking about white America during slavery times.
Right. Right.
Like the rich white
Yeah.
ones. The poor ones, maybe not. Because there's a lot of poor white
They didn't
people.
get an epidural, anything like no pain medication.
No, they didn't get pain medication,
Oh,
but
wow.
someone would deliver their baby, and then a black woman would feed their baby.
Sorry, I
My-
keep checking my phone. My friend is meeting me in like 5 minutes.
Okay, we can wrap it up.
Okay.
My mother delivered my sister because we were at the bomb shelter, and the neighbor, he was an asshole. He was trying to like put a prank, so he just did this on the wall to make it sound like a bomb hit, and she got so scared. She's 8 months pregnant. Her water broke at 8 months pregnant, and they rushed her to the hospital, and she gave birth in a room with 40 other women.
They
gave
were all
birth.
giving birth at
They
the
were
same
all
time?
giving birth at the same time. It was war. It was the
Which sister?
bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
How
yeah.
many sisters do you have?
I have two sisters from one mother, so we're three, and then another brother and a sister from a different mother.
Daddy.
My daddy.
Daddy got a younger lady.
Yeah, they're great.
Those are her black siblings. They look black. With you, she showed me pictures of these kids. First of all, one of them's name is Leroy. Like, please tell me that's not a black person.
Leroy is king in Hebrew.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, there's a lot of
Well,
little
that's why-
Leroys.
Leroy. And it's also my joy.
Leroy is a Hebrew name? Who the fuck knew how you spell it? You don't spell it L-E capital R-O-Y, do you?
And it's also Roy is joy. Roy is friend, and Lee is mine. This is my friend Leroy. But that's what there's a lot of things but it's a Hebrew name. It's also a French name.
Oh my god!
But every time I tell people in America my brother's name is Leroy,
yeah, they're like, what?
they're like, is he black?
Yeah, he is a
I
little
didn't
black.
know. I didn't know.
'Cause
It.
wait, where's their mom from again?
Yemen.
She's Yemenese.
Yemenis.
Oh, okay. I thought she was.
What language do they speak?
Well, they all speak Hebrew because they all came from. It's just different Jews that came from.
Do you speak Farsi too?
No, I know a little bit of Arabic. I'm mostly Egyptian.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, so the fucking doctor. So I was like, fuck that, right? Because this is the name of the podcast too. So I was like, fuck that. Luckily, me and my ex-boyfriend, one of the ex-boyfriends before we broke up, I could tell like some shit's gonna go down. He's gonna do something funny. So I stole all his pain medication.
Oh my gosh.
So you slipped one right before he started shaving in your fucking mouth.
And I took it with me to Israel. So I had a bunch. I was like, he has good, health insurance, and I can feel some shit's going down. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna steal all the Vicodins, right? Because I'm not gonna get any Vicodins with my non-existent health care.
No, you're gonna get street Vicodin.
And I can't handle the pain anymore. I am soft. America did make me soft. I can't handle the shit anymore. So I took the Vicodin and I went home. And then my friend came and took me to this rave in Tel Aviv. And everybody was like, "Hey, what's up? What's up? You want a line? You want some blow? You want a snow?" They trying to get me.
Won't you like go to jail forever for?
No, Israel. They're it's Tel Aviv. They like to party. They like to get down. But I was like, no, I didn't want to take anything.
Weed?
It's like the weed here before it was legal. So yeah, it's kind of shitty.
That's what she just said.
I hooked up my friend. They had some Americans in town, and I hooked him up with weed. And he's rolling the blunt. He was like, "Yo, Mesh, what the fuck is this?" I was like, "It's illegal here still. I'm sorry, they don't grow it in labs unless you have cancer."
I don't like
for
the
real.
lab weed. I like outdoor.
It's too much.
What's too much?
The lab weed.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think this is my friend.
All right, you guys want to wrap it up?
Wait, let me just finish with this.
What?
I'm going to this rave. Everybody's trying to get me to do some drugs, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not that kind of person anymore. I'm on Vicodin.
Shut your fucking mouth.
And so the rumor gets out that I don't want to do blow because I'm on this American Vicodin. Next thing you know it, there's a line of Israeli party people that are coming to me. It's like, yo, you got more of that Vicodin? What does it do? All the Israelis now want the American Vicodin because I told them it makes you relax, and I think they've never been relaxed.
Well,
definitely not
with war going on.
This is crazy. I want to go to Israel, but not without ore.
You should all come with me. It's gonna be.
I'll go with you.
Israel I'm not.
Do they eat seafood?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
by
eat
the
seafood.
water.
They have everything. Everything is
Good.
fresh. It's good.
Then why the fuck are you here?
Because comedy.
Comedy is.
Oh, yeah.
I like doing comedy here.
Oh yeah, comedy.
Oh.
It's fun. I can get to hang out here at the Comedy Store. There's no Comedy Store.
That's why I went to
Yeah.
Cabo and I was like, Mexicans, why the fuck do y'all want to be in America when there's Cabo?
Well, Cabo. I think most Mexicans don't live in Cabo.
Yeah, but Mexico is nice everywhere. It's just like here. It's like it looks like Joshua Tree, all of Mexico.
I mean, it's
Really?
Like, what the fuck?
I'm sure it's a beautiful country. It's just the people running it, and they're not so beautiful.
I was in Tulum once, and the Isla de Mujeres. I was like, my God, this is gorgeous. I would, if I didn't have I didn't have a passion for comedy and all the things the great things we're doing here, I would live on a beach.
Where?
Yeah.
On a beach. And
Where were you?
what do you mean?
Where'd you say you went?
If I wasn't here.
You said you went somewhere and it was really beautiful.
Oh, Tulum and Isla Mujeres.
Oh,
Isla
okay.
Mujeres is like an island. It's like this thin. So everywhere you look, there's a sea. Everywhere.
Where is that?
In Mexico.
Oh, I like how you say mujeres because you say it like
Isla
a Jew.
Mujeres.
Like a Mexican.
No,
Isla
she
Mujeres.
had she put the Jewish in it.
I know
They
Isla
always sound like
Mujeres.
they got like something in their throat. I love it. I was telling my kids about when you were you and your sister were talking and I was just sitting.
Oh
in
my
between.
God, me
I
and
went
my-
over her house and like her sister came over to help her clean and they're talking and I'm like, are you yelling at her? She's like, this is how we talk.
We're very direct.
And I was like, I'm just sitting there and they're like, oh, sorry, we're having this conversation. I was like, I'm just
She
here.
was shocked because we're the Israelis. It's just direct. They don't.
Well,
they
no,
don't
but she
bullshit,
was
you
yelling
know?
at
They're
her
like,
mom.
what the fuck are you doing? No, give me the broom. I'm gonna
You
do
are
whatever.
yelling at Ima,
Yeah, I was yelling at mom.
She
I wasn't
was.
really yelling at her. I was like,
but you
Mom,
were very
pick up the
upset.
f-"
You were like, Hima. She kept. That's how I knew she was mad because she kept saying mom. All right, you guys.
all right.
This is a fabulous podcast. You want to plug anything? Plug your whole bag.
Oh yeah, so I have a company with my friend Brittany. It's actually I partner with her, and it's called Hoe to Go, and it's
I love it.
basically a hoe
Love the
bag.
name.
It's hoetogo.co. It has everything you need to save you from the walk of shame. There's a T-shirt in there,
I love it.
sunglasses, tights, flip flops, a velour jewelry pouch, toothbrush, toothpaste, headache relief, lip balm, makeup wipes, deodorant wipes, and yeah. It's amazing.
Everything a hoe might need. I think
And
it's
everything
genius.
a hoe needs. Also, I did my first 15-minute comedy special.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. It's going to be out on Revolt TV in
Yes.
July.
Check
Yeah.
it
So
out.
I'm sure I'm going to have a listening party or watch viewership. View something. I'm going to have something, bitch.
Yeah, it's a viewing party.
Because I've been working hard. I've been doing stand-up for almost 8 years.
Yes, bitch.
And, you know, shit is finally happening. It's cool. Also, you can catch me on the Did You Miss Me podcast and the podcast tour, which I'm hosting. We've been traveling. We were in like 4 states or 5 states or some shit in like 3 days a couple weeks ago. And, you know, I'm still recovering because them dudes are crazy.
Wow.
Billy Sorrell's Delay and Kevin Danpool Simpson. So it's
Oh
really
yeah,
fun.
Billy Sorrell's. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I've been traveling with them. I'm the only girl, and it's
That
just
sound
been a
nice.
trip like crazy. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what I have going on right now. I'm also part owner in a production company called Bed Productions with my friends and colleagues Brittany Dixon and Emmanuel Davis, and we've been
Yes.
producing podcasts ourselves. And doing like all kind of fun stuff. So we're gonna have a channel real soon coming out, and shit, you know, just I haven't had a regular job in like 2 years. So
Awesome.
Yes, cheers to that.
Yeah.
No regular job. I
Yeah.
love the hoe to go. It's
Thank you.
genius.
Oh,
I
it's a
want to
cute
buy it right
bag,
now.
too.
Where can you get it? When can you get it?
hoetogo.co.
Hoe to go.
Also, you can catch us in a couple of boutique hotels coming up, and you know, I don't know, maybe some tours. We're trying to get some sponsorship. We got shit going on. We got shit happening. Actually, that's who I'm meeting up there is Brittany, which is she's my partner. So,
Awesome.
or I'm her partner rather, because you know it was. Can I just say how it started off? First of all,
Yeah.
I have a joke that talks about what's in your hoe bag, and for some reason, me and her got together and met up. She was like, "I want to treat you to lunch one day soon." She hit me up. She treated me to an amazing sushi lunch. And then afterwards, she was like, you know, I'm doing these bags. I'm trying to do this whole bag. And I'm like, what, bitch? Because I was shooting a pilot for my show called What's in Your Hoe Bag based off of my joke, like that Sunday. And we met up on a Wednesday. And it
Wow.
was just very strange. Like, it was almost like God put these hoes together to like, and we were like, did God do this? Does he be really looking out for hoes or what? Like,
He
long
got these
story
hoes.
short, we partnered up.
Mhm.
And she's the host on my show. We rented a van and rode around. It's like the Uber for hoes. What's in your hoe bag? And we find out what's in these bitches' hoe bags.
How
as
you
we're
find the
taking them.
hose?
Any girl, any regular girl that's going to her dude's house, you pack a bag. You pack an overnight bag. So we just find out what's in their bags as we take them to their destination.
That's so funny.
And so I shot a pilot. I shot 6 episodes. And so it's about to be finished. It's going to be finished being edited soon. So they kind of go hand in hand. So it's just been like a dope ass situation. And she's actually one of my best friends. Now we feel, you know how you feel. I really feel like God put us together. We've just been like I don't know. I just stayed at her house for a week while she was in Bora Bora watching her dog too.
Oh yeah, I
You
love
know,
that
and that
dog.
was-
It's
yeah,
a cute dog.
He came with me everywhere I went. You saw him when he came to my show,
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls.
I was a stand-in
So yeah, you were the stand-in mother.
when she was on stage.
Anyway, I thank y'all for having me on this
Thank you for
amazing podcast.
coming.
This was such an easy conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Oh my god.
Guys, always tune in to Fuck That.
Fuck that.
Fuck That.
Fuck that.
Mhm. And thanks so much to Dicey, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.